Hello, my dear viewers. Let us see today about trains. So, from steam trains to electric trains, we have many revolution in trains. So, I'm going to explain about the three trains and an hyperloop, the new hyperloop by Elon Musk. So, this is parts of a train. So let us see how it works. This is just a outlook of a train. So to look how it works inside, we can see this. This is the parts of the train. It can say how it works. The first is the tender container holding both water for the boiler and fuel such as wood, coal or oil for the firebox. This is the firebox and this is the tender. I think so. No, that's cab compartment where the engineer and fireman control the engine and tend the firebox. Whistle, steam powered whistle. This is a whistle. See, this is a whistle. Steam powered whistle located on the top of the boiler and used for signaling and warning. This is a whistle. And reach rod. This is the reach rod. Rod linking the reversing gear of the cab, often a Johnson bar to valve gear. Safety valve. That's fifth number, safety valve. That's the safety valve. Pressure relief valve to stop the boiler pressure exceeding the operating limit. So from the first five sentences you can see what happens here. This is the tender, that is the storage unit for fuel and everything. This is the process of the fuel. The tender, in this cab there will be an engineer and a worker to put this tender to the fireplace. So from here it burns. The coal burns the water. The coal evaporates the water. The water steam goes from here and makes the smoke out. So the smoke helps the train to move. Trotter river regulator. If you want to learn more and more from this, that is, if you want to learn more of the steam engine, you can read this 3 pages. You can screenshot it, or it's available in the internet. You can search for it. I also took it from internet only. So then you see throttle lever, air pump or compressor, smoke box. There's a smoke box. See, this is a smoke box, and steam pipe, smoke box door, handrail, and footboard, frame, sandpipe. You see, sandpipe is for where is the sandpipe? See, this is the sandpipes. Sandpipes is for the grip. It drops sand for the grip of the train. So next we will see. This is a cooling station of a metro train. So here is a fan and an electric heater, so that heat air comes in the down way, and fresh air comes in by the upper opening, and the recirculated air goes out. From the upper opening there is a fan and an evaporator which evaporates and leaves cold air to the saloon. This is a diagram of a typical passenger vehicle showing the layout of air conditioning and heating equipment. This is an electric train. See, this is an electric train. Wait a minute. Then take this is an electric train. This is an overhead line. In this line, there is up to 6,000 watts of electricity. That's so big. So this is the pantograph where it is connected the circuit breaker, so that then the main rectifier, so that it gets the correct amount of electricity to run. And this is the axle bush phase 1 phase 2 AC motor. The motor runs by the current, the DC link. These are all the amplifiers, so that it becomes electricity to run the four wheels. And this is the main transformer to transform the electric current. So from the pantograph, this is the axle bush. So this is how electric train goes. This is the battery, motor blowers, three-phase AC motors, auxiliary inverter, auxiliary rectifier, main transformer, main rectifier, two other three-phase AC motors. This is a metro train. As you see, this is a metro train. The parts: suspension truck, equipment compartment, passenger car, baggage compartment, air compression unit, the same pantograph, but the difference is it's modified than the older train. So main transformer, motor unit, centenary, headlight, driver's cab, power cab, position light, headlight, coupling guide, device, and pilot. So sound sources of train. How sound is coming from the train? They are saying it aerodynamic at higher speed. The metro train is aerodynamic, right? Because of this design, when the air blows through the sheet, when the air blows through the surface of the metro train, it gives that sound. You can see, right? The aerodynamics due to pantograph at high speed. And in the pantograph too, because of the high speed, the pantograph also produces some sound that sound like that. Propulsion noise is when the motors get started and it's running, right? So that's a propulsion noise. Because of acceleration, equipment noise, cooling fans and HVAC. Cooling fans, and you saw the air conditioning system, right? Because of that two sounds coming. Then the rattling sounds at lower speeds. When the wheel is rattling, rolling sound, because it's stopping, right? So that's also a sound source of trains. And this is a future train they are going to design. This is you can't recognize it as a train. They are building like that. First step to Hyperloop high speed. So this Hyperloop became a real thing. This is a model of an Hyperloop. Capsules pulled along on magnetic attraction. So you can see it's an electric vehicle. It's an electric vehicle. Each capsule floats on a cushion of air. It creates as it moves forward. When it moves forward, the air inside, because of the speed it goes, it is floating. That is literally floating inside a tube. That's why it goes, and it's so fast. It's so fast than anything. So Because of the magnetic field inside it, it's so fast. Every 30 seconds at peak times, ticket would cost 13 euros. That's not cheap. Above or below ground and designed to withstand earthquakes. It can withstand earthquakes, and each capsule, I said you that 6 to 8 passengers per capsule. To minimize friction, there is a fan which sucks the air in, so that it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop the hyperloop by friction. If the hyperloop stops, it would fall down in the tube itself. It can create accidents. So, to minimize friction, there's a fan in the front. It would suck the tube. It would suck the front air, the air in the front, to decrease friction. This is a Times India newspaper, I think so. They are comparing Hyperloop with some of the fastest vehicles. Concorde, Hyperloop, Boeing 737, it's a plane, bullet train, and Eurostar. This is an Hyperloop. How it works? The fan air inlet. This is an air inlet, I said you. There is a high pressure in the back of them, and there is a low pressure in front of this. The battery for suspension system, which have magnets and down. So because of the the electromagnetism, because of the charging of the electromagnet, it starts to work, and it attracts to the magnet down there, which is powered by the negative electricity. So it goes by this way: the air inlet, the fan, the air storage, the motor, the bulkhead, and all of this. This is a metro train, you can see. So in this train we saw three trains, that is the metro train, the electric train, and the Hyperloop. So this is the front of an electric train with an pantograph with not which without an aerodynamical design. A thing without the aerodynamical design you can see in India. I don't know where you can see next. The train will be like this. The train will be like this, and the pantograph will be there. See, this is the pantograph. You can see the propulsion, electric power products, Mitsubishi, auxiliary power supply, things like that. You can take screenshots. This is all for today. Thank you, subscribers.